How's it going, brother? You good?
Yeah, hi Marcel.
A little bit of technical
Damn.
difficulty there, yeah?
Yeah, this is happening. This is finally happening.
Fair,
Bro,
fair.
I've been following you guys for years, you know?
Yeah? You
Yeah.
like the content we do?
I mean, it's not just I like the content. You guys, like especially Andrew, like he saved my life, and he changed my life.
Amazing. Amazing. Tell us
I'm
more
a
about
bit
that. How did he do that for you? How did he change your life?
like 3 years ago, I was depressed, My father was in critical condition and my girlfriend was about to give birth to my child and I don't have any job. I was around 20 years old at that time. And yeah, there's a lot of problems. We don't have enough money to for medical bills for my father. And yeah, I was in borderline of going suicide, at
Really?
a time. Yeah.
Like you
And
you genuinely felt like there's nothing else I can do.
yeah, because at that time, like, my girlfriend broke up with me,
Yeah.
and so I am broke and I am broken, all this stuff,
Wow.
and my father was dying at that time.
So you just felt like the whole world was closing in.
Yeah, and I saw Andrew Tate's videos online on TikTok, and after that, bro, like literally when I'm cooking, when I'm doing shower, when I'm about to go to sleep, I'm just listening to all of his podcasts.
Yeah. A lot of people
And
don't realize that he's helped a lot of people in that way because it's very easy
yeah,
to be in a dark place and sometimes when you're in that place, people coddling you isn't the way
yeah,
because it just allows you to sit down in your full sense of security. It doesn't allow you to look inside and say, okay, how do I get out of this situation? And sometimes when you watch a lot of what the brothers are saying, you realize that they're trying to help you by making you help you. They're
yeah,
telling you that you need to help you, and sometimes you need to hear that. Sometimes it's not
yeah,
always going to be a hand there to help you out. We are born in this world alone. We will die in this world alone, and you have to look inwards to be able to help yourself. And once you can help yourself, is when you can pull other people up. You know, if you
yeah,
pull other people up onto a sinking ship, you're just a couple of guys on a sinking ship. You have to repair what you have inside first. You have to make sure that you're in a better place, and then you can help the loved ones around you out. You know,
yeah,
so that's
yeah.
amazing.
Cause
I'm really happy that he was able to provide the sort of something you need to hear, so that you're in a position where you say, I need to get up and I need to be the man that I can be. So I'm
yeah,
glad he was able to do that for you. That's amazing. That's
yeah.
an amazing story to hear.
For
So
the
well
for
done
the
to you.
past, yeah,
Congratulate yourself for that. Also,
yeah,
it's not easy to get out of those positions sometimes. You know.
yeah. It is, it is. So what I did is for the past 3 years I've been working like 15 to 20 hours a day. I don't
My
really
guy,
sleep.
build the empire, brother.
Yeah,
Build
I
the
already,
empire.
I already, I already have a team. This
Yeah.
house that I live right now, this is like a boot camp. Like six people
Yeah.
that I gathered with ambition and dedicated and hardworking. We are all living here right now in this house.
Sick. Yeah, that's good. So you just found like, wait, let's start because we haven't even started with your name. You've hit us with all this
Yeah.
good
Oh
stuff
yeah, my
already.
bad, my bad.
Right. So what's your name and how old are you?
I am Romeo Iligan, and I am from the Philippines,
Yeah.
specifically like the poorest part of the Philippines, and I am 23 years old.
Wow, it's amazing. So, and
Yeah.
when did you stumble across the real world? You're currently in the real world, right?
Yeah.
So how did you come across the real world and what made you join?
Like I said earlier, I've been watching Andrew Tate's content for the last 3 to 4 years, so I basically know about the real world before then, But
Yeah.
at that time, like $50 is around 2,500 pesos here in the Philippines, and
Yeah.
I can't really spend that money.
Yeah.
So I haven't joined at that time, but I've been grinding. And I recently joined the real world, and yeah, it really changed the game and the
I love
business.
to hear that. I love to hear that. So how long have you been in the real world now? Like rough time.
Going through my third or fourth month, I think. But
Okay, nice.
I've joined like 8 months ago.
Okay,
Yeah,
but you joined 8 months ago. And what took? Why do you say I joined 8 months ago, but you used the 3 month reference?
because I only joined 1 month at that time.
Oh, you joined for like a month, and
Yeah,
then you didn't join for a while, and then you rejoined like 3 months ago.
yeah,
And
that's
what was
what
the difference
happened.
between the first month you joined and now? Like, why now? Why is now the time for you to join?
Because when in my first month at that time, like 8 months ago, I started making like 2 to 4K dollars, and bro, that's already 100 to 200,000 pesos here in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And just recently, I realized that it might be a big amount here, but it's nothing really, and when I joined back, now I am making 8 to 10 thousand dollars a month. That's
I
like
love to hear
half a meal in the Philippines.
that. Yeah, that's amazing. So wait, so your first month you made money and you was kind of just like, ah, I've made money now. I'm cool. I'm good.
Yeah, I started building out my team at that time.
Okay, okay. And then you thought, you know what? If I want to maximize my profits and make as much money as possible, you thought, let me go back into the real world and find out how I can double, triple what I've already made.
Yeah, that's
So let me
correct.
ask you this: from the first point where you moved into the Philippines, not to the Philippines, into the real world, how long was it until you made your first set of money? Like, what was your first big win as soon as from when you joined for the first time? How long until you saw your first dollar?
Yeah, a month.
Yeah,
That's accurate because I've been learning like editing, and
yeah.
the way I make my money is a bit different, because I started working for free,
Ah,
before
okay, okay. So
before I
you started
joined before I
not
joined the
being a
real
client.
world. Before I joined the real world, I worked for someone for free, like 3 months,
Ah, okay, okay.
yeah,
Well, we call
and
that in the game. Sometimes that's called paying your dues. That's where you use that time to hone your skills, I guess. But there comes a
yeah,
time where you need to elevate from that point. You need to go, okay, cool. I've done. I understand where I need to go. I understand how to get clients and how to do this. Now it's time to make money.
yeah.
So how long did it take you to grab your first client, your first
Um,
paying client?
like I said, when after I joined the real world, probably a month, because I've had clients before I joined the real world, but
Yeah,
they're not really consistent on giving work.
yeah. But now, do you have consistent clients?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's dope. So you said you've built your team now.
yeah.
Did you build your team with other people who are in the real world, or is this outside people in the Philippines who you're kind of coaching? How does that work?
Yeah, just people around my neighborhood, like
Yeah,
because they're also like from hard background, and they
yeah,
also have ambition, but they can't really see like the way, and I talk to them, and it's really funny, because before we accept someone in our team, they should
yeah.
watch Andrew Tate's podcast for a month or two. They should be
You want them
watching it.
to understand the culture and the
Yeah.
thesis of the team that they're joining.
Yeah. So in their training, like half they will train for the work, and half they will just watch Tate's podcast, and understand his mindset.
Nice. And how have you found that in building your team together? Has that been a successful technique?
It is because I tried to experiment that because I hired a female, and I just taught her about the work right away, and
Yeah.
after a month after a month of training, he can do the work. I mean, she can do the work, but she's not that great. And I tried it, and I tried another one with a male, and yeah, after a month, bro, she's already killing it.
Yeah. 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 You'll find
Because
that males and females are very different. Like because males are very logical, it's very easy to watch them sit down and take the logical approach of something. Whereas you'll
yeah,
find females are quite emotional based, so their
yeah,
their learning techniques are a lot different. So you'd have to, if you wanted to implement women into your team, you'd have to find a different way the way you're doing it. But if you've found success in the way you're doing it, then keep going, brother. That's what you do.
Yeah,
Your job is to find a successful way to implement your marketing skills. You know,
I agree. Yeah.
that's good. So you're saying now you're making roughly like 10,000 a month.
Yep,
Yeah.
I do.
And how has that changed your life for you? Like, and from that, is that 10,000 profit, or do you have to pay the people is that 10,000 net?
It's 10,000. I have to pay them first. I mean, after I
Yeah.
receive the 10,000. Yeah, but
Okay.
it's
So,
still good, you
so
know.
collectively, your team's bringing in 10K a month.
Yep.
That is amazing. The fact that you're able to like build yourself up and bring other people in, that's super cool. That's super
Yeah.
cool. So what's some of the core principles you learned from the school?
From the school, it's about just I don't know the word, but like just trying to improve. You know, we need to adapt
Yeah.
because
Applying
especially
yourself.
now AI is taking over. You know, so we need to adapt and use AI because
Yes.
it's like what they said that um, what su- what survives in the world is not the strongest or the smartest, right?
Yeah.
It's someone that can adapt first.
100%. You can adapt to every environment. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So what campuses are you currently joining? Are you doing the AI campus? Because they do have a campus in there for that also.
Yeah, I am in CC plus AI, like the content creation plus AI, and yeah, I am going through the AI automation right now too,
That's amazing. And what about the communities inside the school? Do you find those things beneficial?
bro. I think that's the best. You know, like the community is the best
Yeah.
in the real world because doesn't matter what question you have or what difficulty you're having. You know, if you just send a message there in the chat, everyone will help you out. You know,
Yeah. Everyone chimes in and
it's
tries to.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that's 24/7 chat.
So do you use that feature quite often? Would you say, like, to go in there, like, say, if to try figure something out, or sales, or understand sales from a different climate? Do you still use the chat a lot?
Of course, and
Yeah.
I just don't use it to get my question answered. You know, I also use it to help out like the new ones. You know.
Amazing. Amazing. Do you know, and I'm glad to hear you say that, because that's part of what we want as the school. We want people
Yeah.
in there who are gonna, again, it's the whole creating the brotherhood and helping the person up next to you and making sure they're doing the right thing without coddling them, but saying like, look, you can look here and you can do, like, helping them with the answers, and helping the people that you see working, not the
Yeah.
people you see just in there and lazy, the people who you actually see working.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
Because right now,
that's amazing. You seem like
yeah,
you've accomplished quite a bit since you've been in there.
yeah,
What's your future goals that you want to achieve from the school?
my future goal is I'm hearing about the update, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So my future goal is I want to be in the top one of the leaderboard of the CC plus AI, and I just want to make a lot of money, you know, and
yeah,
it might not sound that realistic, but I really want to make you guys in I really want to meet you guys in person, you know, and thank you in person.
bro. You keep grinding to the top, and I guarantee you, brother, it will happen. If you just keep muscling your way up, there's no way we don't see, because we see all the
Yeah,
people that work hard in there, and Andrew takes a lot of pride in making sure that he's selective about who he sees working hard. That's part of the reasons. When did you see when he gave away the car?
yeah, I did the
He was
Lambo.
very diligent to make sure he wasn't just giving it to someone who wasn't working hard. So he wanted it to be someone who's like going to be working hard, and even the new people that was joining, he wanted a specific time, so that when he saw that they joined, were they logging in every day? What activities were they doing? Like, he wanted to make sure that he gave it to someone who was working hard within the school. So he really does take time to look at who's doing what. He's very focused on that, and even to the new feature, one of the things he's trying to implicate is where a job board, which I think is an amazing idea. So once you get into a certain uh, section of the school, like you said, like a certain percentage, he's going to see if he can place people in positions where they can work. I think that is an amazing idea, and
Yeah,
I also think that's going to get people to thrive a lot more, and it's going to be making so much more millionaires in the days
yeah,
to come. They've made so much people go from like having nothing, like yourself, to being
yeah,
successful, like yourself, to being millionaires, which is I'm sure you will be very soon. So
yeah. I will be
that's
a
what we
hundred
want from the
percent.
school.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. It's just a matter of time, you know.
So would you say if you could go back in time and say to yourself 3 years ago, should you join the real world? What would you say to yourself?
Yeah, probably 100%. There's no doubt, you know.
Because
Yeah,
yours is a very interesting one. Because like you said, like I always say, like what's $50? Like that's like like in the UK, people spend that on a pizza. That's how crazy it is. But from you come from a very different background where it's not so easy to get $50.
yeah,
So it's a very scary jump. So when I hear someone like you who says, you know what, it wasn't just easy for me to give away the $50, but in the first $50 you make 2,000 in that first month. That brings so much pleasure to us. We're like, this is what we're trying to say to people. This is not a get rich quick scheme either. It's not something you jump in and you
yeah,
get rich quick today. You pay your $50, you apply yourself, and there's no way you don't make money, is what we're trying to say. And you're a prime example of that. Like you said, the $50 wasn't easy to come about, but you're still able to make in that first month 2,000. And then you
yeah,
start to think about, okay, if I can make 2,000, maybe I can make three. If I can make three, I can make six. If I can make six, I can make 12. And you're on your way to doing that. So
yeah,
that's the sort of mind frame that we like to think. And you're a great example of what our school represents. Someone who doesn't have it and has been maybe trapped in the system, or wants to help their family or put themselves in a better position, or just wants to live life without the rule of someone else over them, because now you're in control of your own time, and
yeah,
taking that
a
that
hundred
that,
percent.
that $50 and making it your world. And we're so happy that we're able to do that for you, and we're pleased that you was able to apply yourself and do it. So thank you
Yeah,
for that, man. We
yeah.
appreciate it.
Hopefully, a lot of people will join, you know,
Yeah,
and it will change their life, you know, if they just work hard and follow all the lessons there. There's no doubt about success.
for sure. For sure. Amazing. Thank you for coming on today, man. You've been absolutely great. You honestly have. And again, like I
Yeah,
said, we are really, really happy to hear stories like yours, especially when you're coming from a country that is, uh, it's not so easy to come across the dollar, you know?
yeah,
So the fact that you're able to make it in abundance, man, honestly, it does touch our heart. We love that, man.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I
Appreciate it,
really
brother.
appreciate you.